you guys ready for the most badass, hardcore, edge-of-your-seat anime of the entire year? Well, too bad, you're getting Sailor Moon. Yes, my friends, it's true, Sailor Moon is getting the reboot treatment. She's back to fight evil by moonlight, win love by daylight, and never running from a real fight. Unless that fight includes zombie people, in which she says, "Screw that noise, I'm getting out of here." All joking aside, I'm surprised how excited I am for the reboot of the brand new Sailor Moon anime, and that's strange, because I myself am not really a big fan of the show. I'm very casual. I just sort of grew up watching the show on Toonami, and even then I didn't really even tune in that much, so I don't really know too much about the overall rules and universe of Sailor Moon. So this is sort of an excuse to sort of jump right back in and see it with all of its brand new pretty animation. And what surprised me most about seeing this episode is how it sort of took me back to friggin' 1998 when I first saw the series for the first time, and it was remarkably similar, except that this time there was much better animation, it was in Japanese, and it was actually kind of a funny episode. If there's one thing I need to stress, is that if you're going to decide to watch this series, don't take it too seriously. This is definitely a show that's just meant to watch and have fun with, and laugh at the fact that the main character is a complete dimwit. Yes, the first episode of Sailor Moon, oh excuse me, it actually has a much longer, more ridiculous sounding name now. It is Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal. Whatever, I thought Sailor Moon would do just fine, but I guess they don't want to confuse it with the original anime series and all the countless spin-offs. But that's beside the point. It's got a brand new crisp coat of animation paint, and it actually looks pretty cool, and it seems to resemble the manga version a little bit more, and I'm always okay with that. It actually gives the show a little more distinctiveness, and that's always a good thing. But the first episode of the series, like I said, is very similar to the old days, where they're introducing the main character of Usagi Tsukino, who is this middle school student who's a complete moron, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. At least she does have a defined character, even if her character is kind of an idiot, but she is delightfully fun to watch because she's so blissfully unaware of everything going on around her, and she acts like a friggin' child, and it's amazing that she's bestowed with such amazing powers, and even then she really doesn't even know how to use them yet, but I'm interested to see how the character is going to mature as the series goes on. Throughout the episode, you're introduced to a lot of her classmates, like her friend Naru and Umino, and there's also this one guy who, I'm not sure what his name is, but his alter ego is Tuxedo Mask. Sorry if I gave that away, but it's painfully obvious who Tuxedo Mask is. He's like this other superhero in town. And speaking of superheroes, the whole point of this Sailor Guardian thing is because there's this one girl known as Sailor V, who I actually think is Sailor Venus, but she hasn't revealed herself quite yet. At least that's what I'm gathering from what I saw from the old show. But apparently, all of these other Sailor Scouts are going to come together and form a team, and there's this one cat who's a talking cat by the name of Luna. That, again, takes me back to the old days, and she finds Usagi and gives her the power to transform into Sailor Moon. And that's when we get that classic transformation sequence, which is probably the best part of the episode. It's just really well animated, it has a lot of ridiculous camera movements, and the fan service is absolutely hilarious if you're into that sort of thing. The other story this week is that there are these other evil guys who are looking for the legendary Silver Crystal. I'm not sure what this Deus Ex Machina type device is, but at least it gives us an excuse for an action scene, and it allows us to see Sailor Moon in action for the very first time, and she even gets to go through all of her classic poses and everything. It's really nostalgic. But she's going up against this one demon lady who's sucking the life out of all of these women because she sold them these jewelry, and she's trying to power up some sort of device, and there's actually a surprising amount of creepy imagery here. This woman looks actually pretty terrifying, and she's able to transform all of these people into zombies, where we get to see Sailor Moon run around like a friggin' moron trying to figure out what to do, and then she realizes she can actually throw her tiara like a boomerang. I mean, that's what tiaras were made for, and she's able to friggin' destroy this demon in one shot. That's it. That's all it takes. Not a lot of flash. I'm not expecting too much from the action from this series. I'm sure there are going to be some cool scenes. In fact, the intro of the show is actually really awesome and features some great guitar riffs. But at the end of the day, this is basically just a brand new, updated version of Sailor Moon, some of the stuff that you saw from the past. I don't really know what to judge the series from quite yet, because it just started and it's the first episode of the series, and I still know pretty much nothing about the universe of the series. And this was just the episode that introduced the main character and her getting her powers. She didn't have to train for it, she didn't have to work for it, it was just given to her. But she's probably going to learn a lot of interesting things for the rest of the series. So, What's the rundown on the first episode of Sailor Moon, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal? I'm just gonna call it Sailor Moon. How about that? It was pretty entertaining. It was funny, and it was nostalgic. If you grew up with the show on Toonami, you're probably gonna get a kick out of this episode. It literally felt like I was watching the first episode again, just with better animation, and that's not a bad thing at all. This is a series that I'm glad is coming back, because we're sort of seeing like a return to a lot of retro series, and I'm always all about that stuff. Obviously, I'm probably not the demographic for this show. This is probably obviously geared more towards younger females, but I'm watching this because I tuned into Toonami back in the day, and of course I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys to check out this series, and if I continue to watch it and enjoy it, I'll probably continue to review it as well. But I really don't know how to judge the series quite yet. What I can say is the first episode was a lot of fun, and if you're a fan of watching the show back in the day, or if you're a fan of the Sailor Moon series or manga series, check it out. It's definitely got some slick animation, a great intro, and all I can say is it's one of the most nostalgic anime experiences that I've had in a long time. The only thing I could relate to it was maybe watching the brand new Dragon Ball Z movie Battle of Gods. And again, that was another Toonami classic. So here it is, guys. Check it out. I'm not going to give it a score this week. I want to see a few more episodes. Pretty Guardian, Sailor Moon, Crystal. Are you guys prepared for the badassery that is Sailor Moon? What did you guys think of the first episode of this reboot? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And what do you want to see from the future of Sailor Moon Crystal? And who is your favorite Sailor Scout if you already have one? Please tell me with your comments below. Remember guys, before you leave, hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. This way everybody can see my review. It really helps us out. But the best way to help us out is to watch all of our videos and to subscribe to our channel. It's very easy. I'm sure there's a link somewhere floating around my head. You can also check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. There'll be links for that in the description box below. So guys, that concludes my review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.